deep in the long-sealed warehouse, hides a priceless Lamborghini Mercy. For exactly 7 years, this car has been lying there silently, until Matt appeared. He knew this car was abandoned because its heart had stopped beating. A new V12 engine is expensive, but Matt saw hope. Because the car still had its original engine, he decided to use his own hands to bring this engine back to life. After his persuasive talking, he finally bought this car for $30,000. After more than 10 hours of long journey, he finally transported the car back to his garage. He let his wife sit inside the car to feel the push from 11 cylinders, pushing the car to the workstation. Then came all kinds of parts on the engine. This engine had obviously been attempted to repair before, with traces of chain replacement left on it, but apparently that didn't solve the problem. Taking out the dashboard, Matt suspected a terminal error had occurred, causing a short circuit. To verify his guess, Matt had his father wrap all the wire ends with tape, connected the dashboard wires, then connected a portable power source. When the key was inserted into the ignition, they were expecting some response, but reality slapped them in the face. There was no response at all, while the radio and power doors worked normally. This further confirmed Matt's guess. The dashboard was broken. A new dashboard is expensive, costing over £1,000, but Matt decided to try to fix it. He disassembled the dashboard, took out the circuit board inside. After careful examination, they found the root of the problem. A resistor was burned out. Fortunately, replacing this resistor cost only a few pounds. After solving the dashboard problem, Matt began to repair the engine. According to his introduction, this car was once a track experience car 7 years ago, but during one drive, the car made an unusual noise. The mechanic at that time found the problem, but it wasn't resolved until Matt bought this car. The engine had completely failed. Matt carefully observed the engine structure, found it was quite unique, having a crankshaft and multiple gears. These chains are driven by gears and drive the other crankshafts to rotate. He guessed the problem might be in some key area. After a series of checks and tests, Matt finally found the root of the problem. The gear of each camshaft plays a crucial role. Once one of the gears falls off, the entire engine would fall silent, unable to rotate. After a deeper inspection, Matt and his team discovered the engine was missing chain guides. This caused the chain to loosen and couldn't work stably. Facing this problem, Matt decisively decided to remove the left camshaft. To be able to remove the chain, he dismantled the cam caps one by one from its notches, then restored them to their original positions. After this operation, the engine's rotation became noticeably smoother. To better repair the engine, Matt inserted a temporary chain guide. This not only made the engine rotation smoother, but also gave Matt more confidence. He decided to completely disassemble the engine for a comprehensive overhaul. During this process, Matt's dad played a crucial role. With his rich repair experience, he helped Matt find the engine's problems. When the engine was successfully dismantled, they found that a piston was damaged. The piston rings completely destroyed, causing a lot of friction. Many parts were affected. The cost of this repair was high. Even a small part would cost £300. 12 of them would be £3,600. They replaced the engine with new cylinder liners, repaired the pistons. Then Matt pushed the car to another workshop, using tools to continuously heat the hood, tore off the car cover from the body. At this time, they found many repair marks on the body, even various colors. However, after a thorough washing, it seemed to come alive again. Matt and his team eagerly began the cleaning work. Matt carefully dismantled each component. His goal was to thoroughly clean the car, to make more space for the upcoming installation work. Just as they were about to remove the front bumper, they unexpectedly discovered a spider was hiding inside the headlight. They used tools to heat it up, trying to pry open the shell with a screwdriver. However, just as they were about to succeed, a piece of the headlight shell unexpectedly broke. Facing this sudden problem, they couldn't help but feel a bit stressed. After checking the price of replacement parts online, they were surprised to find the headlight shell was worth £10,000. This made them feel somewhat desperate. However, fortunately, after the staff's diligent search, they finally found a plastic lamp cover of the same model. Both headlights together cost only £1,600. This made them feel incredibly relieved. Matt began to repair the headlights. He first applied special glue around the headlight, then carefully fitted the new lamp cover. After some effort, the headlight was finally like new. However, they were still concerned the plastic shell might have potential safety hazards. Next, Matt began replacing the car's front and rear bumpers. Due to limited budget, they chose used kits, although they didn't look like originals. For this Lamborghini, this was already a good compromise. Meanwhile, the removed interior kits had also been repaired, changed from the original green to a steady black. The overall effect was better. Although the installation process seemed simple, it was actually full of challenges. Matt needed to follow a strict order to install each component back in place. After half a day's effort, he finally completed the interior kit installation. Sitting in the refreshed car interior, Matt felt particularly pleased. He eagerly invited his wife to experience the charm of this Lamborghini together. As for the engine problem, they were most concerned about the oil pump repair, since the new oil pump would take 3 months to arrive. Matt decided to implement Plan B to rebuild the oil pump. The structure of the oil pump is delicate and complex. Any slight mistake could cause it to fail. Therefore, Matt remained vigilant during the repair. Not daring to slack off at all, he began the repair work, first following a specific order to precisely install the 2 gears in place. Then he carefully applied a layer of sealant around the gears, ensuring every gap was perfectly filled. This step required great patience and attentiveness, because if the shell was improperly installed, it could cause the entire oil pump to fail. These repair steps weren't Matt's imagination, but valuable experience accumulated after careful online research and learning. He chose a segmented repair approach to reduce the chance of errors, ensuring each step was accurate, ensuring every step was precisely correct. When the last piece of shell was securely installed, he knew the oil pump repair had been successfully completed. To verify the repair effect, Matt invited his father to conduct tests together. Seeing the oil pump working smoothly, his heart was filled with a sense of achievement. He installed the repaired oil pump onto the engine and installed the newly purchased oil filter. Finally, Matt installed the sealed oil pan. So the lower part of the engine work was completed. However, before continuing to repair the engine, Matt decided to address the circuit board problems first. This circuit board had already been repaired once before. After installation, it still showed no response. Therefore, Matt had to find a professional factory for repairs, hoping this would completely solve the problem. However, when Matt connected the battery to the power supply and turned the key, the dashboard still showed no response. This made him feel very frustrated. He had originally thought he could save over 3,000 pounds, but now it seemed things weren't that simple. Putting down the dashboard, he focused on engine repair work, first placing the electric rings in the correct position. Then came the challenging task of installing the cylinder head. Repairing an engine is no easy feat. He needed not just skills, but also precise tool selection. Specialized tools for engines on the market. Each one costs a fortune. On the official website, a simple wrench costs for 100 pounds, which is absolutely astonishing. However, for a car repair expert like Matt, he always finds ways to save money unexpectedly. Through a friend's introduction, he found a store specializing in high quality, but relatively affordable tools, where the wrench only costs 65 pounds, though still not cheap. Compared to 400 pounds, it was already great value for money. Matt understood luxury car maintenance costs are always jaw-dropping. He knew every seemingly insignificant part contains tremendous value. At this moment, Matt was fully concentrated on the engine repair work. The 2 cylinder heads were firmly installed. Holding a micrometer, he precisely measured the top of the pistons. When the piston reaches the top, there's a specific point on the cylinder. Although the crankshaft rotates, the piston can remain steady at this point. Matt and his father's task was to determine this precise stopping point. They turned the engine clockwise. The micrometer showed a maximum value of 190. Matt quickly made a mark. Then they turned the engine counterclockwise. When the value returned to 190, Matt made another mark. The position between these marks was the precise point they were looking for. If any discrepancy appeared, they would close the camshaft, align the notch, and restore it to the correct position. Although this process was tedious and required patience, when Matt successfully installed the rocker arms and put on the oil pan. Next came the transmission assembly stage, with the installation of components like the clutch. After 2 hours, they also completed the transmission installation. Then he was filled with anticipation, eager to power up the starter to see if the engine would start smoothly. However, things didn't go as expected, instead causing a small scare. But this also proved that the starter's function was working. After this little episode, they continued with the engine installation work. Each accessory component was carefully installed. When Matt completed the intake manifold installation, the excitement of that moment was imaginable. This engine that had been silent for 7 years was finally about to come back to life, being placed back into the Lamborghini's engine bay after more than 3 hours of effort. The engine installation work was successfully completed. Just then, the dashboard Matt purchased for over 3,000 pounds also arrived. When power was connected, the dashboard immediately displayed its proper functions. This excited Matt greatly. This dashboard had gone through many twists and turns, from replacing the dashboard itself to rewiring. Before finally returning to normal operation, Matt's joy was indescribable. He immediately added oil to the engine, preparing for the upcoming test drive. But Matt's mood was anxious. He tried to unveil the mystery of the engine. But the result was disappointing. Oil stains appeared on the engine. After studying video materials in depth, Matt finally found the source of the problem. During the engine assembly process, they had missed a tiny sealing ring. This seemingly trivial oversight led to the entire project being redone. This was undoubtedly a huge test of everyone's patience and energy. To solve this problem, Matt had to remove the engine from the car, drain the oil, and recheck the cylinder block manual. He was surprised to find that not just one O-ring needed to be installed, but 6. To ensure everything was foolproof, they also purchased a brand new crankshaft seal. To boost confidence, Matt invited his friend Freddie to participate. Together they conducted a comprehensive inspection of the engine. After experiencing a series of setbacks and difficulties, the engine installation work was completed smoothly. They looked forward to the future test drive. With everyone's concerted efforts, the engine finally returned to its place. Matt added fresh oil and started the engine with high hopes. However, fate seemed to always play tricks. Although the engine showed signs of starting, it ultimately failed to succeed. Matt's mood instantly plummeted. Had several months of hard work gone to waste? This experience made Matt deeply realize mechanical repairs are no child's play, but require professional knowledge and skills. So, he decisively brought in 2 experienced mechanics with their excellent craftsmanship. Come on! The engine finally started successfully. However, the problem wasn't solved completely. The engine still had issues. To thoroughly solve the problem, Matt decided to have mechanics rebuild the engine. 2 days later, the engine returned to Matt's hands completely renewed. Matt and his father quickly connected all cooling pipes and added coolant. This time they were fully prepared. When Matt started it again, the engine finally started smoothly. However, just when they thought all problems were solved, new troubles arose. The exhaust pipe began emitting thick smoke. This was clearly not a good sign. Matt quickly took out the reader to check. The results showed throttle sensor and cylinder to injector short circuit. 2 errors. After careful inspection, they found the problem was caused by aging wiring. After repairing the fragile wires, the engine performed more stably when started again. The sound was also much more pleasant than before. This experience made Matt deeply appreciate the importance of professional knowledge. He understood that only through continuous learning could he go further in mechanical repairs. The next task was to install the custom-made exhaust pipes. Looking very nice, like an upgraded version of a Ghost Fire. When Matt perfectly installed the rear kit, he couldn't wait to try it out. However, fate seemed to always play tricks at crucial moments. Gear problems suddenly appeared. After persistent searching and inquiries, Matt finally found the root of the problem. He carefully adjusted the clutch, and the gears finally returned to normal. So, Matt took his dad on a test drive. The car was in excellent condition, with powerful performance, like a bomb ready to explode, ready to burn on the track at any time. Just then, Matt received an invitation to the Okra Rally. This grand event gathered many celebrities and supercars. All participants were either wealthy or noble. As a major internet celebrity, Matt was naturally invited. Although the car hadn't completed its paint job, after arriving at the venue, he used the brief time to put an elegant sticker on the car. This sticker seemed casual, but cleverly covered the unfinished paint parts, adding mystery and uniqueness to the car. Even better, this sticker provided Matt with a unique opportunity. Anyone could leave their mark on this unique sports car. With the roar of the engine, the vehicle sped on the track. The smoke from the rear was like a victory flag. Well, that's it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.